$325. That's half of what it costs to fix the car. Pay it. Are you trying to speak over me?
No.
Don't do it. You can say anything. I've heard everything. Tell me exactly what you said.
I said, can't you wait?
What starts as a simple favor between friends quickly turns into a courtroom battle. Over damaged property, personal responsibility, and one very expensive mistake. Today's case asks an unusual question: can someone's bad attitude and foul language actually make them legally responsible for a car accident? The plaintiff says she was simply giving her friend a ride home. But instead of getting out of the vehicle quickly, her passenger allegedly left the car door open into traffic. Exchanged heated words with another driver, and according to the lawsuit, that confrontation triggered the very moment the passing vehicle slammed into the open door before speeding away. The defendant sees things differently. She argues the driver who hit the door is the one truly responsible and that fear for her child's safety caused her reaction. But as Judge Judy begins asking questions, another issue starts taking center stage. Was there a safer way to get out of the vehicle? Did both women ignore obvious precautions, and could a few calm words have prevented this entire incident from happening? As always, Judge Judy isn't interested in excuses or emotional arguments. She wants facts, common sense, and accountability. Watch carefully because throughout this hearing she breaks the situation down piece by piece, challenging both women equally instead of automatically siding with one of them. Here's something to think about while you watch. If your passenger starts an argument that leads to property damage, should they have to help pay for it? Or is the unknown driver entirely to blame? Let us know where you stand before the judge reveals her decision. At this point, the case becomes much more than a damaged car door. Judge Judy has already identified several decisions that contributed to the incident. The passenger chose to exit on the traffic side, left the vehicle door open into an active lane, admitted to using profanity toward the waiting driver, and acknowledged that emotions took over in the moment. At the same time, the driver also selected the drop-off location and remained behind the wheel while everything unfolded. Legally, this is important because civil cases often involve shared responsibility rather than one person being completely at fault. The driver who struck the door may have left the scene, but the court is now examining whether the actions of these two friends helped create the dangerous situation in the first place. What would you have done? Would you have calmly asked the driver behind you to wait another moment, or do you think the unknown driver should carry all the blame for hitting the open door? Now Judge Judy shifts the discussion from emotion to responsibility, and this is where her courtroom style really shines. Instead of declaring one person completely innocent and the other completely guilty, she carefully explains how both parties made choices that contributed to the outcome. The passenger had the opportunity to communicate more clearly before stepping into traffic, while the driver also had the ability to move the vehicle or instruct her friend to close the door before. Continuing that's a common principle in civil disputes involving negligence. Courts frequently examine whether multiple people failed to exercise reasonable care, even if someone else ultimately caused the damage. This isn't about who shouted the loudest or who won the argument on the street. It's about identifying preventable decisions that increase the risk. Do you agree that both friends share responsibility, or do you believe one of them should have been held completely accountable? Judge Judy's final ruling sends a clear message about accountability. While the unidentified driver physically struck the vehicle, the court determined that both women contributed to creating the unsafe situation. The passenger failed to take reasonable precautions before exiting into traffic and escalated the encounter with unnecessary profanity, while the driver also had a responsibility to help prevent the dangerous situation from developing. Because of that shared responsibility, Judge Judy ordered the defendant to pay half of the repair costs, $325. The lesson from this case is surprisingly practical. A few extra seconds of patience, clear communication, and calm behavior could have prevented damaged property, a broken friendship, and a courtroom lawsuit. Sometimes it's not one single mistake that causes a problem, it's several poor decisions happening at the same time. Now it's your turn. Do you think Judge Judy reached the right decision by splitting responsibility, or should one side have paid the entire bill? Tell us what you think in the comments below. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.